Alright guys, these are your new 3 houses students. Hubert, Petra, Hilda, Mercedes, and Death Knight, because he enrolled in school late.
Yep.
Probably dropped a few grades, but here are their stats.
Just a cool guy who rides in on a skateboard, doesn't care about grades. Screw the police.
I guess we'll start with Hubert.
Alright, so Hubert, starting right out the gate, is a 156 BST, Red Mage Infantry with Res Super Boon, and that's it.
Oh man. I mean, we expected this. We expected like mediocre speed, high attack, but I didn't expect low res, or moderately low for a mage.
I mean, something had to go for that attack stat.
That's a really high attack stat for a mage.
That is it. That is the highest attack stat for any mage, lest I'm mistaken.
Wow. But it's not a special tome.
Check that.
But his tome
No,
is really good.
It is. Levitain, Summer Levitain, had the highest for about 2 months, and it's gone.
Shit, Summer Levitain's 38, right?
38.
Yeah. Okay. So, Hubert being around 32 speed's actually not bad at all, because when you get to mid-30s, you double on a lot of armors, and he wouldn't do bad there either. But his defense is really mediocre. 19.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, sacrifices had to be made.
Okay. His kit, outside of his tome, everything's forgettable outside of his tome and his C-skill, basically.
Yep.
Infantry Hexblade is basically Sorcery Blade for everybody, but they're physical characters.
Spur Sorcery Blade for melee.
Yes,
Infantry.
is a better way of wording it.
And Spur Attack Speed 1.5. Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, basically just physical damage. So, infantry physical damage. So he's a support character-ish. He has chill res, and then he has his tome.
Yep.
It's
Yeah, that's what now? 51 base attack. And if he's initiating, it might as well be 55. I wouldn't expect one-shots from this because it's no Alina with red death blow and a tome while still being able to push similar levels of attack.
But because he's mediocre speed, I wouldn't even say desperation because it wouldn't make too much sense.
I mean, you can hit 39 base plus speed with his tome.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like he's not one-shotting, so a lot of characters hold DC. Of course, not everybody holds DC. So like, a lot of starters, for example, don't hold DC. But other characters, like how do you have him fight more than once? Is my question.
I mean, to be fair, the attack -4 that his tome can inflict gives him some decent sustain. That's 23 depth, 29 res base with it.
There's a lot of characters with like 60 physical, but
yeah,
it'll keep him alive, but he won't be able to take another one.
He won't be able to take a lot of combats without some good investment. I mean, you can run a pretty solid player phase style build, but I mean, it's gonna be a little rough keeping him going.
Yeah, this is a hard sell for me because you said his res is a super boon, right?
Right. So you're gonna 29.
Even then, that's
I mean, to be fair, his bulk's not bad compared to some of the old mages we used to consider for desperation, or even some of the current ones we do. But at the same time, it's not like standout either.
What's his comparison with Luna like?
Luna has, let me look at this, 6 less HP, 2 less attack, 7 less speed, equal defense, and 6 more res.
Yeah.
For 10 less BST.
Okay, so Hubert's at this like weird area at mediocre speed, which is just enough to double some armor heroes, but not enough in general.
You'd have to dump speed into him.
There's fair, what now, 1, 2, 3, 7 red mages that are faster than him.
Well, the other thing is he's 5-star locked. I don't see him dropping because of his new C skill and new tome.
He could, but it wouldn't be like a shoo-in at all.
Well, the thing is, if it was just his tome, I could see it happening. Usually,
I mean, they've done some pretty gutsy things in the past, but
one has like such a prominent I think infantry hexblade is a great skill.
Well,
Because
they did drop infantry rush after only having it one other time.
I know, but this is none of the times. This is the first time.
That is also true.
But it's so. You think it's like great, but it's still kind of limited.
It's also in a
It's
categorization
still
of
infantry.
infantry spur skills, if you look at it that way.
Okay, so you guys think he's dropping?
Yeah,
He
and he's
has
also a
the
male. You know how
chance to drop. I'm not-
sex intelligence.
I'm not
is.
guaranteeing it, especially when we get to Mercedes. I'm not going to guarantee it. But
Yeah.
There's only two options here.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
There's
Like,
a
it makes
third
much more
option,
sense
and
for.
it's like nobody dropping because that's definitely a thing.
I don't
think
think
that's
anyone's
gonna
dropping.
There could be a drop here, and I'm only saying that probably 1 4-star 3 houses unit.
Okay,
They're
I'll
probably going to do it here.
no, I'll just be frank. I think it's Mercedes because that's just the ARD skill. Hubert
the
brings along
problem.
a much better tome and a much better C skill.
See, here's the problem. Intelligence overvalues the value of the AR skills. It's
That's-
basically their new
that's-
set of valor skills. That
It-
is literally their excuse to not drop a waifu
Okay.
into a 4-star pool.
So then,
And they just dropped Brady. They're not going to drop another healer.
so then the better option
I wouldn't
is
say
they don't
that.
drop anything.
Exactly. It's
Well,
either
there you
At
go.
that
nobody
point,
or
you have
Hubert.
2 banners of 3 houses units, and unless they have a 3rd banner after that, which
No,
I won't dispute.
It would
It's
make a
gonna
lot
be
more sense for a third banner because this
Annoying.
this is very uneven. There's a lot
Not
of
to mention only having 1 demote, even if there are 3 banners, having 1 demote for the entirety of the new IP of the new game would be kind of rough.
the
But it's exactly what they'll do because
That's what they'll do.
Whoever runs this game is fucking retarded.
That's
That
what they'll
said,
do.
We might actually get lucky and have a 3rd banner of all drops or 2 drops.
Yeah,
Well,
if they have
you never
that amount of guts.
all right.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna be
I
frank.
see nothing good coming out of this banner as far as somebody demoting. It's like nobody or it's Hubert.
It's
And-
either nobody, a healer with AR skill, or infantry hexblade, which is not
I don't buy that.
fantastic, but it's new.
Or what? What?
Like,
do
I'll put it like this. Remember Mel Morgan?
No. No.
Exactly.
What?
He actually was the first one with. Was he the first one with dull range?
He was the first dull range unit.
He was the first dull unit, actually.
He was the first dual unit, period. Yeah, and that dropped.
But you got to
Yeah,
keep in
so-
mind how significant this is because most characters in this game either have a lot higher defense or a lot higher res. You're basically targeting the lowest of defense or res with physical heroes, and that could be a huge difference
It's
maker.
also a spur buff, which
I know
is
you have to be
very
adjacent, but
situational.
it also gives you the attacks and attack speed +2. Like,
It's not something that we already are not seeing a lot of application of infantry rush, infantry flash, or even infantry breath. And that's not just because they're
okay,
limited.
if you're
Not
putting money
particularly
on them
fantastic.
dropping a new skill and then just demoting it immediately, I don't see it at all.
Well, they've done it before, and it's not like this is.
This is
Yeah,
a much
and-
better skill.
Remember, their golden rule: waifus win games. They are not dropping anybody that's a female at this point right now.
What are you oh, no, I don't believe that. Anyways, just to finish up on Hubert, I think he's kind of awkward. That moderate speed, you can make use of it. For example, if you ran Swissper on him, it'd be weird, but you could. And you refine his tone for speed, it'd be weird, but you could. You got a plus speed Hubert, for example. When he initiates, he could practically have, what, 42?
42.
All right, so it could kind of work, but it's just awkward. And I wouldn't really suggest it. But
Yeah, it's
you
like,
could do it.
It's in such a place where if you perfectly well do that, it just wouldn't be doubling very fast units.
Yeah. So Hubert's interesting. I'll say that much. But I don't think he's demoting. I value
I'm
him
just gonna
more
say
for his
he-
C skill and his tome.
He's going to be one of those units where if it's a demote, Mordecai levels of WoW, but at the same time, it's not something I'm going to put all my money on. Not
Mhm.
putting all the rubles in this.
All right, moving on to Petra. I believe this is going to be the best hero of this banner. She has the most concise, well thought out skill kit, and a specialty damage against beasts. So what is her BST?
So, Petra, 155 BST, blue dagger fire with HP super bane and defense super boon. Pretty inconsequential stuff.
Yeah. 32 attack. That's kind of low, but 38
That's
speed.
that's the part I was kind of looking at. I don't know about this because it's only 46. Granted, her weapon specifically says that if she has
Less
lower
attack.
than an ally, then she gets +5.
Yeah, lower any stat than the ally, she gets +5, which is pretty significant, and it could make a huge difference.
Yeah,
and
or
then
you have low
Attack
visible
speed
attack.
form thing, so
Right,
adding a possible 7 as well.
right. And it's all invisible, so it's not like her visible attack's going to be concerning it, which works with a hunting blade.
So wait, one sec. What's her BSD again?
155.
155. Okay, I think everyone guessed that right too.
Yeah, daggers have their own inherent BST buff.
Yeah. All right. Well, she still works, because you can add up to 12 attack relatively easily to her. In which case, she would become what, 58 attack at base?
You would be able, yeah.
And then this, especially with the effective against damage and her great movement and the great movement extends past her because she has ground order, so you can move your entire team pretty well. And aerobatics, right? So you can move your entire team really well. So even though her attack on base isn't that great, like the idea there works pretty damn well still. And you can never ever look down on your own movement, because I feel like people do that all the time, but like it doesn't matter if you have the better heroes if you can't get them into fight at the right times. So
Right.
I still really value Petra. I think she has a great build. I mean, great base build too.
Really good base kit. A little bit awkward depending on what mode you're using her in and how you play. But if you can work out with allies even remotely near you, this kit is easy to work with.
Dude, ground orders is so sick.
It's a really good skill.
My only gripe with her is that her defense is 25, which means you can't really use aerobatics. This is a lot like Flying Nino, which I have a lot of experience with at this point. I'm going to put Desperation on Flying Nino. I've kept aerobatics on her, but she can't ever get past the second battle unless they don't have DC or don't hit back at her.
She hits 30 as long as her ally has.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah.
30 is not that much.
Compared to most ranged flyers, that's not bad.
Okay, it's not bad, but I'm taking 2 hits, for example, on counterattack.
Yeah, you would.
I think for her, she'd work really good with like sturdy impact.
If you're really thinking about it, yeah.
I don't think she's getting doubled either way. Unless it's vengeful or something. But
I mean, impact is really just for the defense at that point, but yeah.
I guess. At that point, then you can reach 40
Any
defense.
additional attack. Plus, being effective against beasts means that she can get some one-hit kills.
Well, sure, she can snipe off some characters, but how reasonable is that one-shot kill, though? If she has no support, she gets 1 extra attack, 1 extra speed, so she's effectively 47 attack.
Yeah, but she's always going to be around a unit if she's using something like aerobatics ground orders.
No, let's figure it out.
Toss in something like guidance just in case if you want, but
No, let's figure it out. I mean, let's go through it, like how many characters you need around her to reasonably get a one-shot kill.
On what though?
Say Petra on. Just to make it easier, let's say Kinetise wouldn't really work.
Yeah, I was probably the best option. Let me pull out his bulk.
Maybe Valoria.
Remember when you can have it?
I think she can.
Valoria's not that tanky.
Right. So I think
She doesn't have distant defense.
Okay, so how's Valoria like base?
Valoria, yeah, has 40 HP and 33 defense.
Okay, so she just has to hit
Divided by
50
1.5.
attack. So she
Yeah,
doesn't need
that's
much at all.
effortless. So let's look at Kinetise, and let's just say we're not doubling right out the. So Kinetise has 47 HP and 37 defense, but if we take everything else into his kit, that's 49 defense, if I'm not mistaken. So that's 49 plus 47, which is 96. 64 attack. Good luck.
Yeah.
64?
64
you can
attack
make it.
to one-shot Kinetise.
Okay, and then the final one is, let's say Keaton, because that she has advantage on.
Yeah, she has advantage. This should be a one-shot, even though he has good.
He has good defense, yeah.
38. Wow, that's a lot of defense. 45 HP, 38 defense. So that's 83 bulk divided by the 150% damage buff. So that's already 55, and then you add 55,
The triangle advantage.
46.
Okay, so she
Poison
can
attack.
one-shot him.
She can one-shot him with just her weapon. Nothing.
All right.
Just out the gate.
Okay, so the entire point of that was to see if she's just sniping beast heroes, if she would need desperation. Answer is pretty clearly no. There's be very few beast heroes that can withstand her. But for everything else, I really think the cheapest base build for her is just desperation B and then aerobatics and seal, and then that way you still have aerobatics, and then you don't have to worry about keeping her alive for multiple battles. I get sturdy impact, but that's like an incredibly expensive skill.
Yeah, no, if you're thinking cheap, definitely Desp B, aerobatic seal.
Yeah, she doesn't struggle to get doubles considering her high speed. And
Yeah, that's 38 base, so if we take Hunting Blade, that's 43. With her A slot, that's 50.
yeah,
Not
if
that
the A slot fully
difficult.
triggers, right. So
Like, at neutral, you're already doubling Marita. Easily.
all right.
Plus
So
Marita.
Petra's very easily probably the best offensive hero here and a great specialist too.
Yeah, definitely has
Yes.
some versatility in how she positions herself.
And I would not suggest changing her kit at all. She comes with Luna.
Well, you did.
Well, I'm outside of B slot. I mean, everything else I would keep.
Yeah,
It just doesn't make too much sense to do it otherwise.
yeah.
However, saying that, Petra's better in attacks team, I would say, because of the fact that she uses aerobatics. I mean, if she's a Fire Emblem team, aerobatics doesn't really work. Well, it straight up doesn't work. Same with ground orders.
Huh?
So maybe run her with one flyer support as an ally, but the rest of the team can't be flyers. Should ideally be infantry, double infantry even. But yeah, a tactics
Yeah,
team
if
like
you're running a
that.
bunch of airs, good luck.
Yeah, if you're with a bunch
Yeah.
of airs, it doesn't really work too well.
Or Naga, even.
So realistically, you might want to consider making a flyer build for her, which was
If
be
you're
like
using
flyer
your ether
farming.
raids, yeah.
If it's a
Yeah,
flyer
so-
build, that's easy. Just literally just drop desperation
Flyer
on her
formation.
and or well,
Yeah.
you can get the
Seal.
seal. And then the C slot, you could just use like gold flyers, ward flyers, or whatever.
Or if you're really just crazy, air orders.
No.
No one uses air orders.
All right.
Yeah, it's killed me a few times.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Hilda.
Hilda, alright. This one's a pretty good offense as well. Hilda, 168 BST, standard. Axe infantry with res super boom. Period.
Okay. Repeat her BST again.
168.
Yeah, I was just saying she has to be 170. I wouldn't be surprised at all if she were.
170 is, that's a weird place to be. That's not really anything.
No, I'm saying in terms of you merge one time, she's in that bin.
Oh, yeah. If you weren't in that bin by this point, you're a bad infantry and you are not deserving to live.
But like, I kind of hate that because that's just like, oh hey, you're a Generation 1 player. You did these 170 BST armor heroes. Now
Well, I
they
mean, yeah.
really aren't that valuable. They have worse movement and worse stat distribution, if anything. Well,
Yeah.
they're not all bad, but you know what I mean. Hilda is just basically an armor hero, Generation 1
Yep.
armor hero.
Makes my Sheena feel really happy. Whoa.
Yeah.
uh,
Rip Sheena mains. Damn.
I mean, armor skills, but damn it.
All right. So aside, I asked yesterday like what Hilda was like in the game, and a lot of you guys told me she makes a great armor, but then a lot of people kept telling me this stat spread for her also makes sense too. So which is it, guys?
Both. You only class an armor for the weight minus 3 passive, and then you switch over to like Wyvern Might, or you switch over to Warrior, or like whatever the
So is she
mastery class is for infantry is.
is she
Because she's
supposed to be
like-
fast?
Oh yeah, she is fast as fuck. Like, oh god, she hits
Well, I
like
think that
fucking
translates
truck too.
Pretty well here.
Yeah,
Just
this
kidding.
is like her perfect stat line. She has like no res either. She has like 5 res or something at like level
Well, then
20.
they kind of actually did her a little justice here because that's.
Oh yeah, they
better
did
than
some
I
pretty good justice
anticipated.
with her res, but yeah. Otherwise, she hits like a truck. She's hella tanky. Honestly, she's like one of the best units in Golden Deer, aside from Leonie.
Okay.
I hope we get Leonie soon.
Okay. In that case, you gotta keep in mind she's basically double attack speed solo.
Yep.
So that's
Mhm.
like, 49, 49, and then add her specialty weapon might She's what?
So that's. Hold on a second here. That's 6552.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I've
That's a
heard
lot to unpack there.
I've heard some justifications as to why her weapon's like what it is. I don't really buy it. I mean, it's the idea that she helps her fellow students, so she grants them attack and speed if they have, more defense than her. And then the other idea is when she's alone or she has to support them, she gets a boost as well because she has to get things done. Like I don't buy it. That's a bit too meta for me too because
it makes sense thematically.
no, I'm just saying like a lot of characters in the game in Fire Emblem Heroes did not have their skills or personality or anything translate nearly the same as that.
Some of them do, not all of them.
Some of them do, definitely, but not that. That's definitely not the norm. So I just say that's a bit too much for me to believe in. But obviously that is what she has, in terms of the description of the skill and what it does. But
Yep.
very strange for them to get this inspiration because it's like one of the most unique weapons in the game because it's speed +3 at base, and it's the support if they have higher defense, and then it's a support yourself if you have too few students. What is it again?
So to read it verbatim,
Yeah.
at start of allies combat, if unit is within 2 spaces of any allies with higher defense, grants attack speed +4 to those allies.
Yep.
At start of combat, if unit is not within 2 spaces of any ally with defense higher than the unit's defense, then grants attack speed +6 to that unit during combat.
Yeah, aka they'll mostly work when she's alone or if she's with a mage, in other words.
Yeah, so she gets the buff if her defense is the highest in the area.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then they get drive buffs of +4 attack speed, which is really good.
Okay, so I don't remember what was her B skill.
No follow
No
up.
follow up.
No follow up.
So her speed is going to be pretty naturally helpful
All right.
in most scenarios.
Okay, the only thing iffy about that is like if she fights on anything that counterattacks her, again, she's so fast, she hits so hard, but she's still not gonna. Well, she could one shot if she gets a special off. Huh.
Considering Raven
pretty
is
damn high attack stat.
one-shotting, I think she will one-shot plenty of things off of her base kit.
Yeah,
But
that attack stat's
I'm
pretty-
considering giving her this encounter. So like I can probably get her like instant Mundo, instant Luna, instant
I mean,
Glimmer and stuff like that.
I think
Plus,
with
it's
it's more of
Never
like
mind.
the Sothis build. Of Wrath.
Wrath, Time Pulse.
Yeah, and then you can
Oh,
one
I
shot.
mean,
shot
you could. You actually could do that and it'd be pretty effective.
Yeah.
It's such a good build, to be fair, universally, but at the same time, that really could work here.
Yeah. But it kind of feels wasteful because you're not really utilizing her speed. So I really still think Desperation's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because
No.
Yeah.
just take
Kinda
advantage of the speed. Otherwise,
If
all that speed,
Desperation
it
was
does
a skill,
nothing.
It would be perfect. I mean,
I
to be
only
fair, you
consider
have enough
Desperation.
defense to take a couple shots, but
oh yeah.
without Desperation or no follow-up as a seal,
So if we're saying like most characters in this game at this point, if you fight them, they have like 55 attack with a counter. That's on the lower end. It's more often nowadays to see 60 and higher as well.
Yeah, for
So-
physical units.
Yeah, so if you go that by that mental experiment, say she's hitting like a Surtur? No. Say she's hitting like, or getting hit, counterattack by something like 60 attack, or let's just say that. She takes
Okay,
she
32
takes
damage.
yeah, 32 damage is why I'm having so much doubt that she like
Yeah, you're
can
gonna need a
actually
death
blow through
buff.
multiple battles. She needs defense, right?
Right. I mean, you can make it work. There's no doubt about that. And 60, while it is a norm, usually that tends to be the peak of any team. It's common to every team, but 60 is usually their peak.
I mean, everyone's around that nowadays.
Yeah, it's upper 50s, but usually like anything their main unit.
All right, so you
For me.
definitely got to buff her with defense.
Yeah,
If you-
debuff their attack.
Right. If you buff her with defense, debuff their attack, and then run armored blow, because nobody's using that anyways.
Unless you have Howling Myrrh.
Oh yeah,
Unless you have
Howling.
Myrrh.
Yeah, that's probably the best usage of it. Then I guess you get that survivability and it works out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or speed defense solo.
Yeah, you could also run Speed Def solo instead.
Wait, on her A slot?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, that's a bit.
If you want her to still double more often in the events, or you run attack def solo, if you feel like her speed's already in a good place. That's a little more up to preference.
Okay, but just to finish off, Hilda, I think her base kit is pretty pristine. I wouldn't even touch the C skill because it helps set up her axe even better.
I mean, if your highest defense unit is 28, what's going on?
No, it's just in case you run mages, run archers, or run anything like that. Then well, it might not even work on them if she's her only. Okay, the only issue I have with it is like, what if your team is just. What if she's like your one?
Yeah, that's what I kind of mean. Like, either everybody should be at or higher in her defense stat, or your defenses all have to suck for them to be targeted by def opening.
Okay, fair enough. But if I was going to ether raids, I would. Okay, I don't know if I would bring her into ether raids.
I wouldn't really do that because it's such an odd, like.
Yeah.
Do you want the support, or do you want a unit that doesn't particularly work in this meta because she's close quarters?
Yeah. Okay. In terms of arena assault, then. In terms of arena assault, it's about the only place where I can see what I'm about to say. Is like, if I run her as my only sole physical, like.
Yeah, like if I ran her in arena assault, I'd say like maybe Lynn to Young Azura, something like that.
Right.
It's a good team, but they all suck in defense, so def opening works a little better.
Okay, right. So that's what I was gonna say. In that case, then I can see a Hilda using it. But yeah, you're right. Even at 20, actually, if with every merge, it actually kind of screws things up. But then you might not even merge her.
Yeah, even at the base, the highest defense you're allowed is 20. That's the highest your team can have. Besides her.
Yeah. I mean, plus defense will give her 32.
Yeah, if you have plus defense, good luck.
Yeah, don't get a plus defense, Hilda. It'll mess up your team compositions.
Yeah.
Alright, anyways, I think her base kit's pretty good. I would just consider giving her Desperation, honestly. Or you keep Null Follow-Up and run her for a healer. It's just I'm worried about her long-term survivability.
Yeah, you're going to need something to help that, but it can work. It can work.
All right, next, Mercedes.
Woo!
I don't care. Just go ahead. Just tell me the VSC. It sucks. This sucks.
Yeah, Mercedes is a rather interesting 157 BST infantry healer.
Just like Brady.
Well, people are more so correlating her to Mist. Here's the fun comparison.
Okay.
Mist and Mercedes. They have the same HP. Mercedes has 6 more attack. Mercedes has 2 more speed. Mercedes has 2 more defense. Mercedes has 1 less res.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I was correlating her to Brady because she's going to be part of the enhanced healers, enhanced BST healers. But
she's literally Brady too.
Brady has kind of similar, I guess.
They're
He's
very
a little
similar.
more bulk oriented, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Brady has 2 more HP, same attack, 2 more speed, 1 more defense, and 5 less res.
Wait, how much attack do you say? You...
Same attack.
Oh, okay.
2 more speed though.
Okay, so they're very similar.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense res changes a bit, but ultimately it doesn't.
I mean, the res is a pretty stark 5 difference, but that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, you get 2 extra HP, so.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want your to take. Well, okay. The problem there is, I think Brady has a better kit.
And he's a better. If you're talking on offenses, Brady's better at offense out the gate.
It's better at offense, better kit, because he has attack res push, right?
Yeah, attack res push, which is a much.
I mean, still not ideal, but that's much better
for healers.
Than AR.
It's one of your best options.
Well, yes.
Yeah. I mean, defensively, I would take her over Brady, but that would assume that she also drops the 4-star. But otherwise, it's like a no.
I don't know.
Yeah, if she's 5-star locked, there's little thing. but if she's 4-star, it's like, okay, I want a good res unit that's all BST.
If she's 5-star locked, I'm just so sad for people involved here. Cause
She's
like-
the mist of the new generation at that point.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, bro, look what they did to my wife. They gave her a shit kit. They gave her an okay enough stat line, but then they're gonna 5-star lock her because of that stupid fucking AR skill.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm mad.
Yeah. To be frank, if it comes down to Mercedes, if you really like Mercedes, go ahead. If you really like a character, that's what Heroes is about. Going for whoever you like.
Yep.
But if you have no feelings about her, then honestly, in terms of healers, you're not using them offensively unless their name's Veronica, Loki, I guess the new Camilla that's coming out. But in general, you're not trying to attack with them in any ways. In which case, any healer would be fine. Any 3-4-star healer to up them to 5 stars would be fine. Especially Brady.
Yeah. No, Brady's like ideal right now.
In terms of building Mercedes, I'm honestly not even give a suggestion. I just for healers.
Well,
Do it.
there's
Yeah.
plenty of things to do, but
No, I know
honestly,
there is,
you
but it's
wanna
not
put her
ideal.
on a defense. You want to put her as a defensive support. So like you shoot for plus speed, you give her 4 def res, you give her like you give her dull range, or you give her like a
Dull
chill.
ranged.
Dull ranged.
Oh yeah, dull range for sure.
I
Why?
don't usually consider dulls as the ideal skill for healer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like if you're not trying to die with your healer.
I
Plus,
don't-
you're giving her 4 def res.
You run a restore plus healer in the back, and you just don't let them get in the combat.
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't think you have to worry
Or
about
you give
that.
her, or you leave martyr on her.
She already has martyr.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you
that's
leave
why-
martyr on her.
Okay.
So you can build her as a frontline defensive healer.
What?
Yeah, you do the same
Ah.
thing with Brady.
Look at that defense stat.
Why would you do that?
I would use
Fort
Azama as a frontline defense.
So plus 10,
Not
plus
her.
defense.
Plus
Fort
10
def
Mercedes.
res.
I'm stop. We're not going there.
Just
Do
use
not even
Azama.
talk to me about plus 10 Mercedes. Of
Might
all
as
the
well-
You gotta
healers
think
to
about
plus
the
10.
most ideal.
I don't
I
talk
mean,
to
if you're
sports
investing in Mercedes, you're probably plus 10ing her. I'm just saying.
What?
No, you're not.
No,
You
you're
just
not.
Yes,
said
you
her.
are. You are going
You're
to spend hundreds of
investing-
dollars to plus 10 that goddamn Mercedes.
Okay,
If
we're
you're
moving
spending
on.
money to go in all in for Mercedes.
I mean,
because you're that
Sewell
person,
Camilla's coming,
no.
and she's gonna be much better for whatever you're gonna
Doesn't
say.
matter, because the point is, if people like these units, you want to give these people the builds that are the most optimal for them, or at least something that they can definitely realistically do. And if they're plus 10 Mercedes, who is probably going to be 5-star lock, they definitely have the means to give her anything she wants or anything she needs. So that's
No.
why build suggestions are good. Like, don't just ignore it because you like just like the unit stat line or their kit or whatever. That's what I'm saying. So I'm thinking about what is optimal for her. Like, if you want to do like backline support, then you can just give her 4 def res and then a chill, and then like give her like change your weapon to Kamade or something, which is like another chill. Then you can throw another chill on her seal, and then that's backline support with like restore. Or you can give her frontline support with what I just suggested. And miracle. Don't forget miracle.
Well, that's just gonna be mandatory. That's just by the way.
I mean,
That
Miracle's cheap, so why not? All right,
It's the honor kit.
I would just suggest nobody listens to Marbles here, unless you're
If you love
Unless
Mercedes, you will listen
You're
to me.
really into.
unless you're the biggest Mercedes fan ever, then you do
But
whatever
at this
you
point,
want.
you're just running a healer with a healer build that generally fits any healer of similar stat line.
Except those healers would be better. Okay, finally, it's Death Knight.
Cheaper. All right,
Um,
Death Knight. Here's what?
40 HP, 35 attack, 25 speed, 30 defense, 27 res. So what is this?
157 BST Lance Cavalier with irrelevant HP, res, and defense super banes and speed super boon.
Can we get a comparison to Wallheart? That's as soon as I saw him, I've just
Sure.
been thinking about Wallheart.
I mean, they're not as similar as I expected, but it's what I immediately compared them to. So here, Wallheart. So Wallheart has 1 more HP, 2 more attack, 2 more speed, 6 more defense, but then 11 less res.
Yeah, Death Knight's much better, even more balanced in terms defensively.
Yeah, I mean, like, Wallheart is a severe defense headway, but Death Knight's res is no joke.
You know, Death Knight, not in the darkness anymore, he actually looks kind of sad. Like, he doesn't look like he's scary. He just looks like it's kind of funny. It kind of looks like a dead Mickey Mouse in a way. I don't
That's a
even
new
know.
one.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know. It doesn't look like a human skull at all. It looks like an animal skull.
I
A
guess
rodent
it's mostly
skull.
from this angle.
He's goofy look. Yeah, he's kind of goofy looking. I don't
I
know.
see what you mean.
Well, he
I
is
think it still
technically a
looks cool,
joke.
but
Okay.
don't spoil anything. I didn't know anything about this character.
Oh, sorry, I play Golden Deer. He's a joke to me because I have Lysithia.
Yeah, and
I'm playing
everyone's
Golden
been
Deer, so good to know.
made sure to let me know that Lysithia was their answer to Death Knight in the first encounter. All right, but enough about that. What's his actual skills and weapon?
Okay, so Death Knight has Blazing Flame for his special. His skill
What?
slots, yeah.
What a wasted slot. Go on.
I mean, it's not that bad, but he has Escape Route on his B slot. Didn't expect that.
What?
Yeah, Escape Route 3, 5-star.
What?
Oh, I get it because he always
runs away,
at the
but
end of
what
every
the?
counter.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a little weird, to say the least.
what the fuck's the point?
I mean, I wouldn't have thought a much better B slot.
Yeah, go on.
His C slot, however, is Close Guard at 4-star.
Wait, he doesn't have a slot?
No.
Oh god.
Fun. That just means you can put this encounter on him.
No. Okay,
Now it's canon.
sorry, what's his weapon again?
So, his weapon is Scythe of Sariel, 16 might lance,
Uh-huh.
which has slaying built in, accelerates special trigger, cooldown
Okay.
-1. If a bonus granted by a skill like Rally or Hone,
Mhm.
and or extra movement granted by a skill like Armor March or Armored Boots is active on the foe, grants attack speed def res +4 during combat, and then the foe cannot make a follow-up attack.
Oh, that's actually pretty good, but what the heck? That's outside of his lance, his entire kit is just junk. Like, I mean, his C skill's fine.
Close Guard's pretty alright.
I know
And
that's great fodder, but
Yeah. Like, he kind of can use it. I
but for
wouldn't mind.
himself, oh boy.
Escape Route's one of those skills where it's like, you can make it work. There's some fun times to use it, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it.
Oh man. Okay, I'm just gonna straight up tell you guys, I hate it when IS does this. They're like, let's make it very silver or justify it with how the character is in the game. Then they make a shitty
I
hero.
love Black Knight's Wings of Mercy.
Or
Yeah.
Zephiel's,
Uh,
Zephiel's weapon. Except it doesn't work on dragons because he loves dragons.
Exox being on.
Exekius or
The
what? Yeah.
fact that he doesn't threaten on drags? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because Exosax is like it's shield death, but it works on
Threaten
everyone
death.
except dragons. Threaten death,
Yeah.
except it doesn't work on dragons.
Is
Which
this
is
gonna be
whatever.
budget Illywood Pog
It's just
champ?
funny.
I mean, you have Loptus, which gives dragon weakness, of all things.
Yeah, look, I get it. I get the idea behind that, but they need to stop. It's like,
But it's fun.
no, it's
mean,
not.
Who cares about your half-ass shitty fucking meta? Let's have some fun. That's what it's about. Alright.
I
Okay,
don't mind having some fun with
Look,
this
Death
one.
Knight's supposed to be a badass, and this is not a badass as a kit. In fact, if you were
He's
to
just
build,
supposed to be the intimidating looking guy at the beginning, but
He's
he
not
just
even
runs
intimidating
away.
There's a
looking in the
skill
game.
called Wings of Mercy.
Yo, homie, Death Knight is literally just fucking Naraku from Inuyasha.
Black Knight, but
you
the
think you beat
bootleg
him and
player.
he just fucking
Made in
runs away.
China.
And then you gotta chase after him for 20 more chapters.
all right. I mean, I think his lance is pretty interesting against certain enemy teams. For Arena Assault, if you
Lance-
pick him out against teams that are very buff heavy, I think you have a role there.
Yeah, literally any buff, or even an armor march, and he doesn't get doubled very easily.
So
Yeah.
Pretty consistent buff compared to, say, enemy being damaged.
my suggestion straight up is just Steady Stance 3 because it's cheap, QR2 or QR3 if you really want to go that far. Keep his C
Right.
skill. Give him, I don't know, friggin' Luna. I kind of maybe Bonfire, if he uses
Bonfire,
Steady Stance,
13.
right?
18
Hey
damage
Nams,
special.
here you go. 3 houses supports with no
Ooh,
context.
If you want, you
No
can give
thanks.
him something a little more player face.
What?
Well, thanks, Drum.
Since his HP is nice enough, you can probably give him a Swiss Barrel Life and Death, and then change his speed slot to like a.
If you're really crazy.
Swiss for a life and
You can
death.
give him like a low, like give him like low.
Swiss Barrel Life and oh. Yeah,
Wait.
Well, one or the other.
Wait, why would
yeah,
you
one
want
or
to do
the
that?
other. Because like, well,
That'd
he
be-
can
well, if
initiate
you're
on
on
things
Life
without
and Death,
getting doubled.
That's
because
30
most
speed,
people will
34
run
with
buffs.
his weapon, 37 with wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can't get a speed buff, so 37 speed is absolute.
Yeah,
It's
and he can take a
odd.
hit pretty well if he initiates. So if you're using him like AR defense, he takes that hit, he doesn't die, and then you can do a Wings of Mercy chain.
It's kind of like what Walhart does right now with this whole. I don't have speed, but I guess now I do, because he has a solo-based weapon that can synergize with attack speed solo. But it's not like meta. It's just
It barely works at best, is what I'm gonna say.
yeah.
Oh yeah, attack speed solo on him actually would do
No,
pretty well.
no. He's 25.
25 speed,
35
plus
with
6
his
with
weapon.
the 31, and then 35
Solo.
with the weapon.
I-
And that's it plus 0. 39 at plus 10.
Unless you run. A
Why do you look
cavalry,
at plus 10
starting
every
low.
character? You can't plus 10 every character. Ugh.
If you're considering investing in a character, you do have to think about what they are at the beginning and what they are at the end. So sure, plus 0 is nice, but then you have to think about, okay, if I want to plus 10 in this unit, how will he perform with his maximum potential? So you have to
Look,
think about the plus 10 as well.
I'll consider plus 10ing a hero when it makes sense to me. Like, if that character has a lot of potential. Death
Or
Knight
you
does.
like the character.
Death Knight well, sure, but Death Knight seems to do have that potential. But for the great majority of people, it just isn't applicable to them because no one's that crazy.
Yeah, Walhart has 2 more speed, and then you're like, for the purpose of Ether Raid's initial combat, easier weapon to trigger, but it's still a little weird. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen Speed Walhart before in Ether Raids, and it actually does a pretty good job because suddenly he manages to get in, wiggles in, Wings of Mercy starts lunging on me because he's tanky. It works.
No, I know
but not
Walhart
something I
works.
recommend for everybody. Well, yeah.
But Walhart's is min-max to have high defense, and that's why he really works. And because of his axe.
You could live on either side, kind of, with Death Knight.
Mm-hmm. Hey, blue wall heart if you want him.
I honestly think it's just a pretty cheap build that you should give it to him. I just think it's Steady Stance 3, QR 3, keep his C skill,
Yeah.
give him on
Yeah,
fire. You done.
I'd really just go enemy phase with him if you're thinking even remotely casually.
Yeah.
Like,
If you want to use him right.
Yeah. No, I might actually spend some feathers in him Quick Repose 3. I already did it once for Berkut. I could do it again. But I legitimately kind of like this. It's just that he is a very oddball kit at the gate.
Mm-hmm. All right, those are your heroes. And no, I'm not saying plus 10ing a GHB hero is makes you a whale. It's just plus 10ing GHB heroes is hard. 2,700 grails? Come on.
I mean,
Well, he's
he
cheating.
doesn't even have his rerun yet. Well, he won't have his rerun for a while, so it's good luck.
Okay, yeah.
And for those who do it, just for those who are wondering, his first merge will give him an extra HP, attack, and defense. So he gets 2 HP, 2 attack, and 1 defense first merge.
If you want to use Death Knight, that first merge makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's 37 attack at first merge. It's pretty good.
All right, so just to sum everything up, I still think the best hero here is by far is Petra. Hubert beat expectations. I can actually see Hubert being quite useful for some people now.
Yeah.
Hilda is met expectations, being high attack, high speed, very good. Still don't like her personality. I won't play her entire game just to say that. Mercedes, though, is, as we thought, very, very mediocre. And Death Knight was... I had no expectations for Death Knight, to be honest. And this still blows my mind. It's so different.
I really had no idea what this guy was gonna like because I didn't even know what he was, and I just know what he looks like. People are saying he's gonna be a lance. Some people are saying axe, armor, cav. I didn't.
He's
And-
always lance when you run into him, so it makes sense.
Oh,
for him to
Scythe
lance.
has been
Oh,
historically
true.
axed with both Hell and Surtur, so
Yeah.
it's like we couldn't really agree.
Actually, Surtur
I
was
guess I can
using
kinda see
more...
that, like,
whatever.
Mara's more of a Scythe.
Anyways, those are your heroes. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, follow, all those nice things, because this was really long.
Yeah. Your banner comes out on Wednesday. Your GHB comes out on Monday. The next Monday.
Yep. Good luck.
Yep.
Congrats on the 10K followers.
We reached 10K.
We did.
Who was our 10K follower?
Wow.
Oh, we're
You
10,004.
Of course.
Yo.
Oh, wow.
Yo, we reached
Hey.
10K, guys.
Congrats, man.
Wow, it's like an extra 0. It looks like I have a lot of followers now.
Nice job, bro. You did good.
Thanks, Taste Catastrophe. Wow. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the support. I really enjoy it.